Crowler was only 3 months old when he arrived at the Cleveland APL. He had been hit by a car and was desperately in need of help. Our veterinary team determined that his left thigh bone had been shattered, but surprisingly, his vital organs were unharmed. Despite the seriousness of his injuries, Crowler was getting around using his 3 good legs and even wagging his tail when he saw our team. This sweet dog wanted to fight, and we were determined to help him do just that. When he was initially examined, our veterinary team thought they might be able to save Crowler's leg, so they scheduled him for a specialty surgery. But the night before his surgery, his injured leg began to swell. Crowler had to be rushed to a specialty clinic for emergency care. He had lost a lot of blood and was cold to the touch. Crowler was given medicine to help his blood clot and slow the bleeding. He also received blood transfusions. The emergency care Crowler received saved his life. Once again, he had proven that he was a fighter. The following day, Crowler was stable enough to be cleared for surgery. Unfortunately, during the surgery, it was determined that his injury was worse than we had thought, making it impossible to save his leg. The only option for Crowler was amputation.
Crowler had been hit by a car, very common injury, and we thought it was a straightforward fracture, a fracture of the femur, the main rear leg bone. No sooner had we settled in that Crowler started to get very sick and very weak. And it was determined that Crowler had a bleed going on that had to receive emergency specialty care. So Crowler was transferred to a specialty clinic and received blood transfusion and was stabilized, and it was determined that the leg couldn't be fixed. So that was rough, but the leg ended up being amputated. So Crowler went on to be a 3-legged dog, no worse for the wear, and has gone on to become a robust, big dog.
Despite all he went through, Crowler remained a very happy puppy. So much so that our team had no doubt that he would live his best life as a tripod dog. Crowler went to a loving foster home to heal, where he fit in perfectly with his foster sister Teacup. When it came time to find his forever home, his foster mom decided that life was better with 7 paws, and she made Crowler an official member of her family. He can't imagine a life better than the one he has now.
Crowler pretty much immediately made it known that he was kind of the jokester of the family. He was always trying to find different ways to get people to play with him, but he was also always challenging himself physically to show that he may only have 3 legs, but he can do everything that a 4-legged dog can do. Since the beginning, he's always kept up with his 4-legged sister. He's kept up with me, whether that be on runs or any other physical activities we're engaging him in. I honestly don't think that we could picture a family without him in it. He's kind of become the greeter of our home. Every time he comes over, he's the first to make sure that he welcomes them through our door. He's constantly trying to find people to play with. He's always trying to find different ways to entertain everybody. And he is kind of just what may sound cliche as the missing puzzle piece. But I think that the most unique thing that I can share about him is that shortly after we had officially adopted Crowler into our family, we brought home another foster assignment who also only had 3 legs, had recently come out of an amputation surgery. She was really struggling to use that back leg. Crowler immediately took her under his wing and showed her the ropes. He was pretty fearless in telling her that it was okay to use just those 3 legs. He was constantly challenging her to make sure that she was chasing after him, always trying to get her to play. He very quickly became all of our best friends, my other dog included, and without him, I think there would be a lot less light in the house that we share together.
He's a dog that really is classic use of the Second Chance program. When Crowler arrived, he was in the state that when animals come, They're kind of in shock, but then their sweetness is shining through just a little bit, and that's how Crowler was. And they have the will, the spirit, and the fight in them.
The Cleveland APL is kind of extraordinary in the fact that they make it pretty apparent that the second that an animal walks through that door, they're giving it every ounce of unconditional love they could offer. Every time we brought Crowler in for medical checkups, I watched the eyes of the staff members in passing light up. They all made sure that they stopped to say hello to him, and they made it pretty aware that they were offering him every bit of love that they could.
Donations to the Second Chance program gave Crowler the happy, healthy life he enjoys today. Now, you can see for yourself. Meet Crowler.